am Beverly Welch here at the Arbor Gate in Tomball, Texas. I'm joined today by one of our Arbor Gate family members, Linda Gay.
Hello.
A well-known horticulturalist in the South, and we're very blessed to have her with us. So we're going to talk about a plant that's often, people are a little shy, a little reluctant to grow.
Afraid?
That's the word. The Staghorn Fern.
Yes.
That does so well in our climate.
It does.
It loves our humidity. As long as we keep in the shade, it thrives for us.
That's right.
So typically we'll see it in a big basket like so. Big hanging basket.
Yes.
So this looks a little intimidating,
Yes,
Linda.
it does.
So tell me about these shields. Why are they brown?
Well, it's a fern, so with the Staghorn Fern, you actually have the female part, which actually makes the spores on the back of the leaf.
Right.
And this is the male part, and the male part is the brown shield.
Okay, so we shouldn't cut this off.
If you cut this off, if you're one of those OCD gardeners and can't stand any brown on your plants and you cut this all off, your plant will die.
Okay, good
Because
to
the
know.
female can't live without the male.
This is true. This is true. So this is in a basket.
Yeah, this is in a wire
If
basket.
we wanted to, we could divide this,
Could
correctly?
divide this, yes.
And we could also grow it in a container.
Absolutely.
Now, with this one, point out the problem with this plant
Okay.
here in this container.
You know, I wanted to grow Staghorn Fern years ago, and didn't want this because this is really kind of hard to do in the house.
Right.
It's kind of messy,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Unless it has its own bathtub.
That's
so what I did was I took my Staghorn and I took it out of the pot and I actually put it in a clay pot. And when we put this one in this clay pot, this has been potted for about maybe 6 weeks.
Right.
Notice, we're not rooted in. The soil is still beautiful, but the soil's a little too heavy for it.
Okay.
So it can't really root in, but look, I mean, it doesn't really need to be in soil. Like, it's just been sitting in the shade and it's happy.
So this is one instance that we would say you actually do want a soil-less mix
Right.
to work with these plants.
The peat-based mix, that's
Okay.
a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Yes.
So another way that people like to display and grow them are mounted on boards like so.
Yes.
Which is beautiful.
Everybody
Yes.
likes to display their racks, okay?
Yes.
Even ladies like to display their racks,
Yes.
guys.
So,
Okay.
I've got a board, I've got string, I've got the fern, and hard to find pantyhose. Not the norm anymore.
Right, exactly.
So show me what to do to make that.
Okay, ours is going to be made just a little bit different. We'd
Okay.
like to repurpose everything. As Beverly said, you know, I think, what are we on, person number 3 with the last pair of pantyhose,
Yes, exactly.
right? So notice we got one leg missing here, right? So we cut it off right here. Don't throw this away. You'll find use for it somewhere else. We took it and we actually knocked all the loose soil off of the root ball and we put the stocking around the root ball.
So this is our pot.
This is our pot.
Brilliant. I love
Yes.
it. Okay.
And water will go through there and water will drain out of there.
And it gets air.
And it gets air and it keeps the soil from falling all over the place.
Perfect.
Okay, so basically you kind of want to see which is going to be the pretty side, right? So when you're looking at it, a lot of people think, okay, well, I'm going to put it like that. No, we kind of want to put it where, okay, we have the female fronds.
Right?
And we have the male fronds. And the male fronds are for stability and securing the plant on whatever it wants to grow
Okay.
on. So since we have, I kind of like to have it
Facing inward.
facing inward where the shield, see, we have a new shield coming right here. And as this new shield grows, it's going to attach to this cedar board.
Oh, perfect.
Now we use cedar because we don't want to use pressure treated. Cedar is insect resistant, it's not pressure treated. It's one of the natural woods. You could use driftwood, you could use any kind of old natural
Okay.
wood.
All right, perfect.
Putting it on a pressure treated, you're probably going to have some toxicity problems with the plant.
Do you want me to hold this for you?
Yes, that would be great. So if you
Okay.
hold that, then we're just going to we can use some string, some rope, some twine.
And that's just green gardening twine.
Green gardening twine. I noticed over here on this one, they actually stapled it to the board.
The board.
Which, when you use the twine, you have to let it lay horizontal and let it kind of grow and root, because unless you run a lot of twine around it, it's
Right.
kind of heavy and it'll fall
Fall
off the
over.
board.
So how long would that take? 6 to 8 weeks?
Yeah, 6 to
Okay.
8 weeks with some good fish emulsion, and I always like to tie a little circle with a knot, and
you're looping this twine through the circle, right? Almost like a slip knot.
yes, exactly. To the end we go. Where are we? There we are. Okay. And we want to go opposite. Okay, so we can pull it really, really taut.
And you're just basically going to loop around and around.
Right.
Is that correct?
I'll hold it up and together. It is a two-person job.
Four
you need
hands
four
are-
hands,
yes.
yes. Unless you use the staple.
Yes. Okay. Is that secure enough, you think?
That looks good.
All right, so how are you going to tie it
We're
off?
just going to kind of tie it off back over here where our loop was.
Okay. Let me turn it for you.
But we kind of want to hide it, so let's go behind it.
Okay.
And let me just hold it there. I want to make another double loop back here with the knot.
So I'm going to let this lie in a shady location. Not too much water, but you want to keep it evenly moist. Sometimes here our air is so thick with humidity,
Like
it's,
today.
it's adequate.
Yes,
But I'm going to leave
absolutely.
it like so
Yes.
until we have a chance for this to work in 6 to 8 weeks.
Right, and if this is not attractive enough, it doesn't look finished to you, then you can use this sphagnum peat moss, which you wet this in a bowl or a tub, kind of wring out the excess moisture, and then just tuck it in all the way around it.
They
So
just
you can
hide.
kind of hide it, kind of like they did here with
Right,
it,
right.
And so you could let them sit up at an angle, but just not where it's hanging, so not all the pressure is on that. And as the plant grows, the shields will just start attaching to the board.
Perfect. Well, that was easy enough.
You know, these things are really quite cold hardy.
Yes.
I mean, my basket, I hang it underneath my shaded ball cypress tree, and I rarely bring it in for the winter, and it doesn't have any cold
Perfect.
damage at all.
So don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Perfect.
No fear.
Thank you, Linda, and enjoy.
Thank you, Bev.